Hello and welcome everybody, what is going on? So, the big match is tomorrow, pretty much, and yeah, I want to do my preview for this one, because I think a lot of people, especially for this one, which I find just very interesting, are either on one end of the spectrum or on the other end of the spectrum, and usually like the whole fan base is usually just on one end, and it's rarely ever this divided. Usually, you can go into a game and either half the fan base thinks, okay, we're gonna do it, or in other cases the whole fan base thinks we're gonna go out. And this time I just find it interesting that like a lot of people are saying we're gonna do it and half the other people are saying we're gonna go out, so just a little bit of a divide, and I feel like usually that's probably the best time. Yeah, this match though in particular it's happening tomorrow. Real Madrid, pretty much the most successful team. I mean, they are the most successful team ever, especially in the Champions League though. Record holders, won it 3 years, I think 3 years? Yeah, 3 years in a row, which is just insane. And quite frankly, they are, as always, the favourites to win it, especially when you have won it for the last 3 years in a row. You're always going to be the favourites. Now, I think I've made my point pretty much clear about Real Madrid. I think I'm one of the few people that are very confident about this match, and the main reason for that really is Jupp Heynckes. I feel like with Jupp Heynckes, there's a lot that we at the beginning of the season said was not going to be possible. Now to other people, it may seem just standard as usual. Winning the Bundesliga, being standard as usual, being through, going far in a DFB Pokal, standard as usual. But considering how bad that season was and considering how much he actually managed to turn us around, it is just incredible. And I'm usually not one person to compare games or to compare scenarios. I do look at patterns, but in terms of patterns at this point have no real meaning. Because one of the patterns is that Jupp Heynckes, every time he's been in a tournament, in a cup tournament with Bayern, he's made it to the final. I think since 1991. But again, patterns like these aren't really that important. But what I find interesting, what I just find very interesting, is the manner really of how we're going through, or the manner really with how we're playing this match. And it's why I feel like I'm more positive than other people, because I feel like we've not been at our best for most of the time, but we've always done just enough, and we've always looked like we had much more, we had, second or third gear to really go into, and that we've never really done that. We've never really gone into extra gear, so that's why I'm just really looking forward to this match, because I feel like once we hit that extra gear, we're going to look much better. And the thing is, we've not, throughout the whole season, we've not really looked that good. It's not like we've been absolutely outstanding, but we have been very clinical, very composed. And I feel like if you have both these things, being clinical and being very composed, it's just two good attributes to have. Now, in terms of just like the overall match tomorrow, there are a few reports coming out right now, about an hour ago or so, that in training so far, I mean, Alaba, it's still debatable whether he's fit or not, but despite that, there are a few reports coming out that our lineup is going to be something like Rafinha as a left back, and then you have Javi in front of them with Müller, James, Robin, Ribery and Lewandowski, which is obviously a very attacking lineup. And usually the goal is don't concede at home. That's usually always the goal with Champions League semi-finals or Champions League ties in general. Don't concede at home and get 1-2 goals at home as well. Now, I don't know. I mean, it's a bit too attacking. I'll be totally honest with that. But my issue really is with like Robin. This kind of goes back to like the whole point of like Robin and Ribery extending. But the point I'm trying to make is that like a few weeks ago, Ribery was obviously playing quite poor. Now he's playing very good. But Robin, he's still in that slump. He's still not managed to get out of that slump. He's still playing pretty poorly right now. And especially with such a huge Champions League game coming up, you expect him to do much better. At least you'd hope him to do much better. But again, just based on form, he shouldn't start. But the thing is, we don't really have any alternatives at this point, so it's not like I can say, oh yeah, we should start someone else, because there is no one else. Now we could have perhaps put Müller or James on the right. That could have worked, With that lineup, also Thiago is out. Tolisso, he is a doubt for tomorrow. So that's another potential player that may play this game that is a doubt or won't play. And it's just, I don't know, there's just a lot of injuries going around right now, but I'm still pretty confident, which is very unusual, especially when you don't have Neuer in goal, but Ulreich just has been phenomenal. He's just been outstanding. So I'm still very, very confident. Now, in terms of Real Madrid, they've had a bit longer to rest right now. I don't think they didn't play during the weekend. But yeah, I mean, for them, really, there's a few things. I mean, in La Liga, they're pretty much out. Well, not out, but they're not going to win it. So their main target, their main goal really is the Champions League. You know, their main aim is the Champions League. It's the only thing really they've got left to play for. And from that perspective, it is just very, very important that we actually contain them, because obviously playing at home, we need to compose. We need to be very composed to not allow them to get a goal, which is very difficult to do when you play against a team that usually gets at least one goal. So just from that standpoint, it's going to be a very difficult match. Obviously, the main man Ronaldo for them. Been very, very important. You know, he's been absolutely phenomenal this Champions League campaign, as pretty much every other Champions League campaign. And overall, they have looked like a very good team. I don't think they have any injuries, which is just insane. But they don't have any injuries. You know, all their centre backs, all their fullbacks, the goalkeeper, their wingers, their midfielders, all ready to go. They're all ready to play, which will be a very fun occasion, I feel like, especially when we play against Kroos and Modric, and as Casemiro as well. Attacking wise, they've been changing up a little bit, just because Benzema hasn't really been in firing form, and Bale hasn't really been in firing form either. So they've been changing up a little bit at the front here and there, giving younger players a chance, which, you know, especially for a huge occasion like that, you could always say, yeah, perhaps the inexperience will come in handy. You know, maybe we'll be able to contain them much, much better. But then in that case, you know, we also have very inexperienced fullbacks, really. Rafinha at left back, inexperienced, you know, playing left back. I mean, he's done really, really exciting. He's done really, really well. Let's not kid ourselves. And obviously, Kimmich as a right back, a little bit too attacking in my opinion, especially for a game like this. He needs to really be more disciplined. But we'll see. You know, we'll see ultimately how it goes. Ultimately, I'm hoping for a good game, a successful game, a victory. Most importantly, I am honestly. I want to be very, very bold here and say 4-1, because that's the score that I've had in my mind for like the past, ever since the draw happened. But the thing is, there are no indications that we can actually win 4-1. But I don't know, I've just had the result 4-1 in my head. Now, realistically, it's going to be like a 2-1 victory or even a 1-1 draw. For me, the most important thing really is to contain them, not to get an away goal. But I don't know, listen, I've had that score 4-1 in my mind. And honestly, I'm not sure why. So it's just one of those things that are just in my mind. I'm just thinking, yeah, 4-1, 4-1, let's do it, 4-1. So I don't want to say it, because it's a very, very stupid, with no real reason, no real, you know, there is no facts to back it up. But I'll go with it. I'll stick with what I've had in mind. I'll stick like the crazy prediction, and if it happens, then that's good. If it doesn't happen, at least I'm hoping for a draw or a victory, because I think away it needs to be much better, and away we need to be very, very good, especially away. Not so much at home. I feel like we have some leeway right now. Obviously, still need to be very, very good in all aspects, but especially away at the Bernabeu, we need to be 100% focused and try and just get a goal, or try and get 2 goals. So I feel like the goal today really should be to not even go all out attacking. Although if we do, be good defensively. And for some reason, I've got that 4-1 result in my mind, so I'll go with it. It's going to come back to bite me, but I'll go with it. I'm going with a 4-1 victory. That's my prediction. I know what you're all thinking. Oh, that's far too positive. Other people will say, oh, we're going to definitely lose, which means that they are far too negative in my opinion. I think it's a pretty even match, and I can't wait. I mean, I'm saying it, I think it's a pretty even match, but I also say, I think we're going to win 4-1. But a realistic prediction, 2-1 victory. But just because it's been in my mind so long, I'll go with 4-1. So 4-1 victory, a 4-1 result is what I have in mind. And I will see you all later tomorrow. And until then, everyone, peace out and have a nice day.